Hello, we're Team Sol, and this is our pitch and development video for Solvium, a prototype for Module 721. Solvium's a Lovecraftian horror-themed Metroidbrainia, set deep within a long-abandoned mining facility on a mysterious alien world. Players will solve cryptic puzzles and survive intense combat and stealth encounters, but at its core, Solvium is about unraveling a haunting mystery and discovering the secrets buried beneath the surface. Our aim is to combine the dense, secret-laden exploration of Tunic with the oppressive, uncanny atmosphere of Signalis, the two core influences driving this project. Mechanically, Solvium feels like a classic isometric Metroidbrainia. Players have melee and ranged combat options and a dodge roll. It was important for us that the core controls were immediately understandable to anyone familiar with the genre. The feel of the controls has had an overhaul since its previous iteration in Module 741 to make it feel less stilted and generally more responsive. The dodge roll was also later adapted to give the player iframes. Players acquire tools to help them traverse the map and reach previously inaccessible areas. A principal design choice since the earliest stages of development has been that tools should have both an obvious use and a hidden one for the player to discover on their own. The flashlight, for instance, being both a light source when the button is tapped or a way to stun enemies when charged up. The hidden mechanics of tools and consumables can allow the player to sequence break, encouraging experimentation. The red bud can be used to clear a path for the player to take out an unkillable enemy, avoid a difficult stealth challenge, and ultimately be rewarded for their creativity. Solvium's levels were designed with two main considerations in mind: narrative immersion and secrets. We have used deliberate camera positioning and the isometric view to hide rooms and items to encourage thorough exploration. Taking inspiration from classic survival horror games, Solvium uses environmental storytelling and diegetic lore fragments to establish narrative context and provide clues to help the player progress.
We're developing Solvium in Unreal Engine 5, using a combination of C++ and Blueprints. C++ powers the core systems of our game, while Blueprints allow us to rapidly prototype and iterate on gameplay. For the visual style of the game, we went with a low-poly approach paired with a pixelated post-process effect. This resulted in a soft, stylized look that not only gives our game a unique identity, but also works in our favor as a small team without dedicated artists. This allowed us to focus on strong shapes, mood, and atmosphere without the pressure of developing high-fidelity assets. In terms of character animation, we've blended assets from Mixamo for humanoid rigs with custom rigs for enemies. This mix allowed us to maintain fluid animation pipelines while keeping the development process streamlined and relatively flexible. Visual effects have also played a crucial role in creating the game's atmosphere. For example, hanging particle effects in the mines help to bring the environment to life, while a muted color palette enhances the game's eerie, tension-filled mood. Every visual element was crafted to draw the player deeper into the world and keep them engaged with the story and the environment. For the user interface, we focused on creating something that felt organic to the world. Most of the UI was created in-engine or using a program called Rive, and we applied a VHS-style post-processing effect to tie it into the game's retro aesthetic. This subtle touch reinforces the immersive atmosphere, making the UI feel like an integrated part of the game's world, rather than just an external overlay. In terms of audio, we opted to use primarily ambient background sounds. This allows us to draw attention to the organic sounds in the world, such as footsteps echoing in empty corridors or distant machinery humming in the background. These layers help ground the player in the environment and make even small actions feel meaningful. We use non-diegetic music very sparingly, reserving it for key moments such as major encounters or emotional story beats, where it can elevate the atmosphere without overshadowing the world itself. Looking into the future, we have some exciting mechanics in development. One example is a lizard in a jar, a throwable item that can lure enemies, giving players a chance to sequence break or solve puzzles in creative ways. We're also introducing specialized ammo types, such as incendiary rounds, that can interact with the environment. These can burn obstacles or set enemies on fire to open up new pathways. Additionally, we're exploring a hallucination mechanic, where certain items distort the player's vision, revealing hidden secrets and encouraging exploration. Every choice we've made in Solvium is designed to deepen the player's connection to the world and offer new ways to engage with it. We're focused on creating a game that is full of wonder, tension, and discovery, and we're excited to share it with you soon.